Capricorn horoscope for January 2020. Happy New Year, dear friends, and welcome to the first prediction for 2020 and the upcoming decade. We begin the year in a very interesting way with such interesting and pivotal events. We are going to experience the conjunction between Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn, together with Mercury as well, which is something extremely rare. And the last time we have had this conjunction was during 1982-83 approximately. So obviously this is a pivotal time and event we have to discuss. There is also a lunar eclipse in Cancer Capricorn. So obviously our sign is gonna be triggered a lot, and we have some serious work to do during January. There is also a conjunction between the Sun and Saturn and Pluto, again in Capricorn. So obviously it's a huge period. Also, there is a new moon as usual and some other events which I will walk you through during the video so that you can start 2020 fully prepared. Before we do that, let me share with you my gifts for you for the upcoming year. The first one is the January 2020 calendar as a Google integrated version and the PDF. So it will give you everything you need to know during January. The other gift is that you can join Eclipses Journey, my new program, which begins on January the 1st, and the first 3 days will be free for you. Make sure to join us because this program will prepare you and help you to reprogram your subconscious mind, something that we can really do during the eclipses corridor and just transform the whole year after that. All of that you can find in the links below the video. Now, let's begin with the first astrology event for the upcoming decade. Mercury and Jupiter in conjunction in Capricorn. What a combination. Of course, with Jupiter in first house, there will be some new opportunities, some expansion, and ability to progress in different things that are personally important for you. And when Mercury also joins Jupiter, you might have new idea and insights about how exactly you may grow, you may expand, how you can be more successful. In communication with people, in negotiations, you may also be very successful. Great time for learning new things, expanding your worldview, building up or creating a new perspective about life, a new philosophy, a new way of thinking, much more productive one, which can help you to achieve the things you really want. And as you will see, there will be many things as astrology events which will trigger first house during January. So the month is gonna be extremely important. And I definitely think that Capricorns will experience the greatest transformations of each sign, and specifically January will be a key period. On the 7th of January, there is another astrology event, which is another positive combination, this time between the Sun in first house and Neptune in third house. Very harmonious aspect which can make you more creative, more inspired by your ideas or to do something for other people. Intellectual work can also be more successful. Great time for traveling, for creating new contacts and friendships, and just a wonderful time for inspiring ideas. On the very next day, the 8th of January, there is a similar situation. This time Mercury will be in first house, having the sextile with Neptune in third house. And this is also an amazing period for new inspirational ideas, which you may turn into a reality, which you can take action on. And also fantastic time for traveling, for connecting with others, sharing your ideas, for all kinds of intellectual activities as well. Then on the 10th of January, we begin with the real deal. First of all, the eclipse. Lunar eclipse in 7th and 1st house. What a combination. Generally, it's a time to find the balance between your relationships and your own desires. There could be some pivotal transformations in how you communicate with others, in your relationships, in how you connect to your partner. If you have been in an unhappy relationship, this could be the time to end it, or to find solutions how to change things so that you would feel more comfortable in your communication with partners. Of course, it also includes personal transformations. With the sun in your 1st house, Mercury is in exact conjunction with the sun as well. And this may allow you to see something from a different perspective, to have some new ideas, and also to bring more awareness to the overall situation. So exciting period that can change your personal life and your relationship life. At the same time, we have to mention that Uranus will turn direct on the very same day, which makes Uranus stationary, and that increases the energy incredibly. And it also means that we have to prepare for some surprises, for something unexpected. There could be potential tension and unpredictable situations, but from the positive side, it could be very enlightening. It could be freeing us from something and liberating our lives. Those surprises are highly possible to be related to 5th house, which is about our desires, about what we really love, our romantic life, our kids, hobbies, entertainment. There could be some transformations in those areas as well. And on the 12th of January, we have the next pivotal event, the exact conjunction between Saturn and Pluto and Mercury as well. It happens around the 23rd degree in Capricorn. So generally, make sure to check where exactly is this degree falling in your chart. Do you have your sun or ascendant or another planet close to this degree? I would say probably between the 18th and the 27th, 28th degree. Those will be triggered in the most intense way. And this is a time to restructure things, to restructure your life, your plans, what you do, how you are doing it, and generally to prepare to separate with something that you don't need anymore. From a positive perspective, this aspect can bring incredible empowerment, more confidence, more strength, and kind of, this discipline, which for many Capricorns is actually something familiar, the strong intention and desire and ability to pursue a goal or a plan that you have, and also the ability to impact other people more, to literally have more control. From the negative perspective, if you take a more passive position, if you generally, think that life happens to you, you don't have much control, and, more like the victim position, this can feel quite challenging. Like somebody else is taking control over your life. So don't allow yourself to fall into this trap. Especially with Mercury being part of this conjunction, you can bring more awareness and clarity to the situation and realize that you really have full responsibility for what's happening in your life and how you see it. So use a more positive perspective, use a more productive one. And yes, the truth is that it's not so easy to be optimistic when you have such a powerful Saturn and Pluto energy. But don't forget that Jupiter is in Capricorn as well. So we still have some resources to use. We can still change something, our philosophy, our attitude. And it's truly an amazing time to transform yourself, your life, your actions, your goals and projects, everything that affects you. On the very next day, on the 13th of January, we kind of have the same situation. This time the Sun will be in exact conjunction with Saturn and Pluto, and it triggers the same topics. Self-control, self-empowerment, confidence, passion, decisiveness to achieve something, toughness and discipline, and just, you know, being organized like a real Capricorn can do. Find yourself some new practices that can help you to be more organized, empower yourself. Some energy practices can be incredibly helpful to really get the energy moving and channel it better and just use it for something constructive. If you focus on something with a social impact or even more career oriented, something which is not just you oriented, then you have the opportunity to turn the aspect into something much more productive and I would say even easier to handle with. Okay, so I hope I made my point how transformative this time can be, but also how important is your own role and the consciousness and the awareness you bring. The other event on the 13th is the ingression of Venus in third house, which generally is a positive transit when it comes to communication, harmonizing things related to negotiations and your plans. Also, it could be very positive for traveling. On the 15th of January, Venus will have a positive aspect with Uranus, activating third and fifth house. Great time for positive surprises when it comes to your life, your romantic life, your kids, creativity as well. Try something new, experiment. You might be inspired and things may feel really exciting. Even when it comes to communication, connections, new ideas, the day can be extremely beneficial. Then on the 16th of January, Mercury will ingress in your second house. Mercury in second can help you to find new ideas about how you can improve your finances, how you can have better income, to be more rational in regards to this area, and also to put more thinking into practical things and really implement your ideas in reality. But on the 18th of January, Mercury in second house will have a challenging aspect with Uranus in fifth house. This aspect can bring some unexpected situations when it comes to financial stuff, expenses, or potentially spending more money than you have planned, like impulsive purchases. And when it comes to romance, your communication with kids, be extra careful and watch out how you connect verbally to them, because there could be some confrontations or just lack of harmony. On the 20th of January, the Sun is also ingressing in your second house, and it slowly moves the attention, the focus more to the practical things, to financial stuff, resources, energy, and health. What you can do that will improve your financial situation. You can be more proactive. You may find just more options to materialize your ideas in a practical way. When the Sun is in your second house, it's time to be very grounded and very practical about your project and what you are doing. The Sun in second house can also be a very positive transit when it comes to your vitality, the level of your energy. And you may just feel like, okay, you have more resources, you have more motivation to do something. And I find it very, very productive. On the 23rd of January, on the other side, the Sun from second house will have a square with Uranus in fifth house, which can bring something unexpected, something surprising, possibly related to your finances as some kind of expenses probably, or impulsive decisions to buy something that you would really love, but will probably won't be the most practical thing right now. With Uranus in fifth house, this can also be related to your personal life, some kind of surprises, some kind of potentially shocking situations that require serious changes and kind of a new plan for what you are gonna do. But from a positive perspective, the aspect can make you very creative and inspired to do something new. On the other side, there is another aspect that is actually a very positive one. Jupiter in first house in sextile with Venus in third house. What a positive combination that can help you to be successful in communication, in connections with other people, or to meet new people that can bring you success or valuable information, and also a wonderful time for traveling. Then on the 24th of January, we have a new moon in second house, which is the beginning of the next lunar cycle, and also great time for new projects, new wishes, focusing on our desires. And those should be the more practical ones. Think about your resources. What would you like to have in your life? From a very practical, materially oriented perspective, how much money you want to earn, in what ways you want to earn the money. Also, how you can organize better your resources, your finances, and so on. And put it down on paper, make a ritual so that you can really be able to manifest your desires easier. And generally, as we know, after the new moon, we have the opportunity to create something new. The energy becomes more dynamic, so take more action. On the 25th of January, there is another aspect. This time, Mars in 12th house will have a positive aspect with Mercury in second house. Great time for ideas, practical ideas specifically, probably related to finances as well, which you may turn into reality, which you may take action on. And this may also be very intuitive, like you feel guided about what you should do, or there is an intuitive idea which pops into your mind. And you may also notice that you find faster solutions, that you think faster, and you are just more productive and capable of finding the right solutions. Then on the 26th of January, Mars in your 12th house will have a challenging aspect with Venus in third house. Be extra careful with communication, negotiations, and document situations. There could be something secret, something you are not aware of, or somebody might be doing something behind your back, so extra attention. Don't share everything randomly with people, especially the valuable information. And when it comes to negotiations, probably this won't be the best time. After that, on the 27th, there is a conjunction between Venus and Neptune in third house. Generally, this is a nice aspect that can make you more inspired, more creative when it comes to new ideas or ways of connecting to other people, or even learning new things. But you need to be also careful with that one, because Neptune, when it affects our way of thinking, that's the third house area as well, it can blur the situation. It may not allow us to see things from a very practical, rational point of view, which can always hide the risk of making a potential mistake. Generally, I really hope that the aspect will be a positive one. But because Mars is very close to the square with Venus and Neptune, there are chances that we may not see things so clearly, or there could be some potential complications. So a little bit more attention to the practical area stuff, the documents, the planning, the negotiations, the information. But for the more invisible things like your ideas, or for inspiration and creativity, the aspect I believe will be very positive. And the last event of the month, on the 28th of January, Mars in 12th house will square Neptune in 3rd house. Be very careful with information, document stuff, planning, how you communicate with others, what you're sharing with them. There could be a complicated, even secret thing happening which you are not so aware of. People might mislead you consciously or unconsciously, and your plans may need to change in some way. So don't force yourself to, solve everything immediately, because probably it will be a challenge. Instead, try to give yourself some time and just relax and focus more on the creative side, the intuitive side, and just let it go. And with that, my friends, we covered the January prediction. Thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to get your gifts, the calendar, to enroll in our Eclipses Journey program. This is a program that you will be able to use for the whole 2020 to reprogram your subconscious mind and really make the serious changes you want in your life. We live in such pivotal times, and especially January will be a key month, so make changes. For Capricorns, it will be one of the most intensive periods. So get ready. Thank you very much for your time again, and I'll see you soon.